Censorship two-way street. So Jimmy Kimmel was back last night. I saw some bits and pieces of his monologue, and I want to talk about a couple of things. First and foremost, he gave credit to people who stuck up for him. And again, he mentioned people that don't agree with him politically, guys like myself. Talked about Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, Thomas Massey. And he applauded them. Jimmy, you see the difference, though, and I'm glad you shouted out to the people that are, free speech absolutists. You didn't call yourself out. You didn't call yourself out. You could have, and what you should have done is basically called yourself out to be a hypocrite and admit that you were wrong. That's all you needed to do. Again, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with admitting that you are wrong. Remember, change my mind. Yeah, that's one problem we have with our politics in today's day and age. That was big when it was, I remember George W. Bush and John Kerry. And John Kerry changed his opinion on something. I think it was maybe the Iraq War, whatever it may be. And they started bringing flip-flops, like actual flip-flops to things, and flip-flopper. And that was like the big thing that they were pushing there, the bull excrement politics of the day. The facts change. I talk about dealing with the terrain. Well, you better change with it. And Jimmy, you applauded Roseanne Barr being fired. You applauded when Tucker Carlson and made comments about it when he was canceled, when he was fired. What you should have done is you should have come out and said, you know what? I was wrong there. I was wrong, and I learned my lesson. But you didn't. Neither here nor there. Let's be perfectly frank here. Censorship, cancellation, it's now become a two-way street. I see many so-called, they call themselves conservatives, but they're not conservatives, okay? They're not. Calling on ABC, oh, you got to stop this one. You got to shut this one up. You got to do this. You got to do that. What? No, you don't have to do that. And again, this is about both sides, and it's about power. Let's go back in time, okay? We'll go back to We'll go back. I can go back even further. I'm going to go back to Bill O'Reilly. O'Reilly factor. And he wasn't too happy. Wasn't too happy with the French position. The French position when it came to Iraq and what George W. Bush wanted to do. And, oh, man, it was going off on them. And remember, we renamed, think about how stupid this is. We renamed French fries to freedom fries. Oh, it was on Fox. Yes, in the congressional cafeteria, they're no longer called French fries. They are now called freedom fries. Do you understand how frickin' stupid that sounds? Oh, made for great ratings, right? It was right. We were wrong. They were right. We were wrong. You can go to Barack Obama. Remember with using the IRS, going after conservative groups. Lois Lerner. Lois Lerner at the IRS. Now her name eluded me for a second there. You also had systems in place where you were debanking, making it difficult to enter the banking. So debanking conservatives. That's a scary thing. Hey, Donald, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you handed over I'm sorry you did. You handed over the reins of government to the scarf queen, as Rush Limbaugh would call her. Birx and Fauci, you handed over the freaking country to those a-holes and let them shut down the country, shut down businesses. You pulled a Pontius Pilate on that one. You washed your hands of it. Oh, well, it's up to the states. It's up to the states to do what they're going to want to do. We're going to shut down businesses. We're going to put people in jail. We're going to do all these various different things. And you washed your hands of it because it was politically expedient to do so. So, yeah, you played a part in that bullshit, too. This came out frickin' yesterday. This happened to me. Google admits censorship under Biden, promises to end bans of YouTube accounts of thousands of Americans censored for political speech. Google commits to offer all creators previously kicked off YouTube due to political speech violations on topics such as COVID-19 and elections an opportunity to return to the platform. They also admitted to the House Judiciary Committee. The Biden administration pressured Google to censor Americans and remove content that did not violate YouTube's policies. The Biden administration's censorship pressure was unacceptable and wrong. Public debate should never come at the expense of relying authorities. You must respect my authority, says Cartman on South Park. The company will never use third-party fact checkers. Again, this maybe Jimmy should have maybe pulled this into his rant yesterday. And again, if they're admitting this, one would think that people like myself who canceled algorithms were canceling us out. Again, I don't even know how you're going to go back and checking that would have some sort of recourse against them, but they're probably admitted to this. They probably got some sort of protection in some way, shape, matter, or form. I don't have to watch things that I don't like. You can always change the channel. The reason why I don't like shows like Jimmy Kimmel is because they're all the same types of people that go on that program. And they just validating each other because they have all the belief system. It's frickin' boring. It's so much more compelling to watch or to listen to Joe Rogan talk with someone that he may disagree with him on things, learn about things, they have a conversation, or Charlie Kirk, watch him debate people and debate ideas and have a conversation back and forth. That's why I don't watch those shows. Hey, you gotta watch Morning Joe, Emma. It's the same freaking people. They have the same belief system. It's boring. I don't watch friggin' Fox. Actually, the Five has what's her name on there, and they kind of gang up on her, but at least they have someone that can offer a different point. In the same way Sean Hannity's program went downhill as soon as he got rid of the late Combs there on the program. And this was a cherry on top yesterday. And this is what I don't understand. The president had all of his people and all of the people that they have on the payroll. That's how government works. You're the Godfather there when Michael's trying to pushing to kill the police captain Solutsky there. Remember that? And Sonny's like, "What are you doing, man? Your guy messes up your face." And he talks, "We got to go up and hit him in the back of the head, bada boom, blow his brains all over your Ivy League suit." I remember that a great scene. Great scene. And Michael explains that it's business and also explains, hey, we got people on the payroll and the newspapers. Is back then. They might like a story like that. Well, You got now on the payroll, you got influencers and social media. And they were all, this is it. No, Trump had nothing to do. We had nothing to do with the firing of Jimmy Kimmel. And they went viral with that. They all had their marching orders. They all say the same thing. Lo and behold, I don't, why would Trump do this? I don't know. He puts this out. He says, I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? Well, again, just interject, Mr. President. He's feeding his base right there. That's who watches the show. The media is not what it was when you were doing The Apprentice anymore. We've decided to program shows so people don't have to think very much. They're just there to validate people's beliefs, not to challenge people. As president, you might want to be aware of that. Anyway, he is yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. That again, you're contradicting yourself there, man. So let him rot. I mean, if his ratings are bad, people don't watch. ABC loses money. Disney, I don't care. Why do you care? Why do you care? People are allowed to say stupid crap. It happens all the time. Stay out of it. Yeah, this is the problem we have today, is that people are scared of the government. And I know, again, like I said, all the liberals out there, yeah, but, what about what Angelina Jolie said and this one said and all these, people are upset about, I lost the country. I mean, again, who the hell cares what they have to say? They play pretend for a living. Why do you give them any credence? For crying out loud. At least Bill Maher. He has guys on his show and he will debate. Had Charlie Kirk on his show. He does it all the time. Okay? Either you're for free speech or you're against free speech. I will freaking die on this one. Jimmy Kimmel can say whatever stupid crap he wants. That's the country we live in. For crying out loud, you just watch people all across the country on social media out themselves as complete and utter ignoramuses. And it made me sad, quite frankly. It made me sad. Yeah, I believe, like Charlie Kirk, is, as our job is not to destroy individuals. It's to put them on the right path, to redirect them. Difficult. Very difficult thing to do. Again, I'm bringing my daughter up again. I had her in the other podcast talking about the Bodyguard of Lies, the documentary. I'm going to bring up again, watching the memorial on Sunday, and again, even Jimmy Kimmel pointed out what Eric Kirk's forgiving the person that shot and killed her husband. And my daughter's tough time with that one. And I explained, what do you think, your faith is easy? Well, what do you think this whole, Christianity, Catholicism, Orthodoxy, you think that this is easy? It's not. It's very, very hard. I was reminded of something. Again, she had it sent to me. Charlie Kirk was on some podcast where he was actually having a conversation with porn stars. And, and again, he wasn't mean. He wasn't nasty. He was explaining that, he disagrees with what they do. And it's his job is to get them to see, in essence, to see the light, to put them on the right path. And they were amazed that he didn't, go yelling and screaming at them and, all of these various different things and how he treated them. And he said, that's not me. He says, yeah, it's hard. He says, yeah, that's the Holy Spirit working through me. And I found that, put a smile on my face when I heard that. Stop trying to cancel people. Cancel, what a easy thing to do. Cancel someone. Just do the hard thing. Okay? And again, listen, you got to learn to walk away. To learn to walk away. You got to learn to take the barbs, okay? Man, oh man. I should do a podcast once a month of some of the nasty emails and messages I get. Do you think I care? I don't. You do the best you can. You walk away if someone doesn't want to hear it, that they don't want to have a conversation. I've talked that before. I call it never arguing with idiots. But again, you have to bring an attitude that's not, I'm here to destroy you. Okay? You can't do things that way. And most certainly, we can't get into this, you know what? I'm going to use the law, or I'm going to use some government agency, or I'm going to cancel you, I'm going to shut down your, whatever it may be. Okay? It doesn't help. When we do that, again, the folks in the big club, the Beltway folks, okay, they win. Divide and conquer, my friends. It's worked for a very long time. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.